Well
staff
done.
meeting to order.
Twice or once?
Once is fine. Rhonda, would you please lead the roll call?
Joe Cox, Jacob Everett, Dennis Johnson, Eric Hayden,
Present.
Emily Pearson.
Present.
So there are 2 council members present, so this is not a formal meeting. We are going to record and move forward and have discussions anyway, just to have the discussions. So first part of business is Town Council, the 2026 CCMG. Is that you, Mr. Strong?
Yes, it will be. Good evening, council. So I know we've briefly talked about looking for the 2026 Community Crossing Matching Grant that we would apply for next July, would be when the round opens, and it actually would be for 2027. And so looking for a project and trying to plan better this year, that we're a little bit ahead of it based upon the project, because, you know, as you know, with the West Jackson project, it took a long time to put all that together. And if we're considering doing from Main Street to Pearl Street, we probably want to start working on that sooner than later, so we can get ahead of it this year and make sure that we don't have any hiccups or anything like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, so with only 2 of us here, I think this needs to be pushed out. But I guess thoughts from me and, I've had a few discussions as well, is twofold. I think the intersection goes along with Pearl to the Causeway, working that, and what to do at that intersection, all in the same swoop or the same project. And then second, because there are design aspects to this, should we go out and just touch base with a few engineering firms to see what they have to offer to do this portion or this project, just to see what options from design aspects are out there. Because of this intersection, I think we're going to need some unique, I don't know what the right word is, but uniqueness and ideas, fresh ideas for that intersection itself. So I guess if you want to put that in the notes, Rhonda, and we can have this discussion at a later date when the rest of the council's here.
It's a good idea.
But we do, like Mr. Strong mentioned, we do need to get moving on this and get a design in place so that when the bidding comes, we can get it submitted right away.
Well, unfortunately, as you heard Mr. Bryant say the other day, we have about a 90-day window once the opens up and we get notified of the award. You have 90 days to get all this done, so it really requires a lot of planning and for that. But then also, I think Mr. Culp will probably come back in January sometime so we can start talking about the wheel tax, because that is one of the things that we'll have to start working on and get that put in place also prior to the application process.
If I remember properly, we talked about that and it was to be implemented early in 2026, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It was to be brought back in 2026, and I think we have to have it implemented no later than 2027, the first 2027, I believe it is.
Okay.
So we just want to keep that on the radar also, that we don't forget and let that slip through the cracks and not have the opportunity for these grants in the future. So.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any other comments on CCMG, Community Crossing Action Grant?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Strong. Next on the list is an ISO consultant discussion. I think that probably needs to be tabled.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a good idea to meet. I would like to see the meeting be a joint meeting potentially with Jackson Township as well. As we're one community fighting the same issues. But I don't think we can have any other discussions about that at this time, so.
Certainly.
Next is IT agreement. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, Dan?
I can, if you'd like.
Did you get one of these?
I don't think so. What?
Do you have an extra one of those?
I sure do. Thank you. You're welcome.
So at one time, the council had talked about the possibility, as Chief Oberhauser is going into retirement, knowing that he had set up the system for us for the YouTubes and everything else, and assisting with that, the possibility of him supporting that moving forward in his retirement days. So in doing so, I spoke to Chief Oberhauser just to see what that might look like. So he came back with a proposal that's in front of you, if the council would want to consider that moving forward. So I know you really haven't had a lot of time to look at it, but that would be what it's in regard to.
Do the other council members have this?
No, I just got a copy
Okay.
today,
Okay.
so I will get them a copy, but we will need to make a decision relatively soon since January's coming up. And his rates are cheaper than other IT rates, aren't they, Dan?
Yes, his particular rate for is about half of what we're currently paying, if I'm not mistaken. But then we're not really comparing apples to apples either, because, you know, the support we have now is back of house and taking care of those things. And from my understanding, the council was sort of looking for this, if we needed support with the system here, that we would have someone that we could call for that support.
And he's been a
Yeah.
great employee, he's done a good job, and so, yeah.
He has, I don't disagree one bit, but if it's gonna take away from my IT guy doing what he does, I know I don't have a vote, but this really upsets me. If it takes money out of his pocket because he's loyal, he's good, he's an IT, this is not Lance's area of expertise. I appreciate what Lance brings to the table, but this is not his area of expertise. And to take away from my IT guy, if I lose him, I'm gonna be pissed because of this. He's aware of it, because I let him know, because if it comes up, hey, what's going on? I need to be honest with him and open and direct, so that's just my position on this. If Lance is gone, Lance needs to go. And I don't think you should vote on it. You being auxiliary down at the fire, I don't think you should vote anything fire.
I'm not on the auxiliary anymore.
Okay.
I had to step off of it. I still, when they have events, donate cookies and
Good deal.
stuff, but, and my thing would be, it wouldn't be for all IT, I don't think, because
You don't
he's not
think?
gonna be here all the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say give Lance the contract but I would say we should consider him on things that he has put into place that he knows about.
So my IT
So-
guy, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think, I definitely appreciate what's been done over the years. I think we just, before we even have this conversation, the rest of the council needs to be here. I mean, it's gonna be a council decision. And I hear what you're saying, Rhonda, about the IT. I mean, I would be a little upset as well. So we need to take all those factors into place. I think we asked for this, right? We asked Lance, would he be willing?
Oh.
And then this gives us further ability to discuss it and
Sure.
see what the right path forward is.
All right.
Well, from my understanding, when it was originally discussed, it was singular focused on the YouTube system and the system that's here. It was definitely not to take things away from our other IT guy, is what I thought the council was looking at the time that this was brought up. So
Yeah.
just want to clarify that, so.
Yeah. And again, greatly appreciate, and he saved the town significant dollars by helping us here.
Yeah.
So that's appreciated. We can talk more about it if we want it. I don't know that it's value add at the moment, but thank you for
Okay.
this. I
Thank-
think that's probably gonna go with everything we talked about on this list.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Strowman.
Yeah.
So 2026 salary ordinance?
I will be bringing a revised salary ordinance. I needed some direction from the council for the fire fill-in, because what Lance gave me, we didn't discuss it. You guys approved a 3% across the board. He gave me a 24, 25, and 26% increase for fill-in. In 24, they had a 21% increase. So I need to do a revised salary ordinance, but I need some direction on what kind of numbers you're thinking for fill-in.
So I'm looking at my spreadsheet. I did some quick calculations to try to come up with the number of hours in 23 and 24, and I just used the amount of dollars we spent divided by the maximum number, so the highest paid, to get rough hours. And based on, I'm trying to figure out my spreadsheet. So in 23, it looked like we paid, and Christian, tell me if this sounds, or Chris, if this sounds crazy or not, like 8,395 hours of fill-in type help. Does that sound?
That sounds what I think it would take. Chris may be able to.
It's a lot.
So that number is not unrealistic. So what I did is just took that line item and divided, I think it was by $28, which was the maximum of those, whatever the number was.
I have the new proposal he turned into the budget that was accepted was based on 22.
They didn't have a number, it was just had a total
No, I'm
number.
saying that when he built that budget
Mhm.
out, it was based on those numbers, 22, 25, 28, and those were just to try to increase the number to get PRN. We have a large number of PRNs, which I think that's
Right.
well.
Yeah, so here's what I did. I took, the total was 123, was $188,887. The maximum out of those three categories was $22.50. That gives you 8,395 hours. And then I took it times 28, 23, 18, or 25, depending on which version we were going to go forward with. And that difference, trying to figure out what I did here. That difference, that 188,000 goes to, if you do an advanced EMT, goes to 235, and I thought I had it where I had, sorry, I did the spreadsheet a while ago. Thought I had a difference. Give me 1 second, we'll do a difference. So you're talking for advanced EMT, it's roughly 46,000. If you do fill-in medic, it's roughly 5,700, and if you do fill-in firefighter, it's like 20,000. And I'm not sure any of that makes sense. So
What's the hourly you're using, what he's proposing?
call it 46,000 for advanced EMT. The hourly, to come up with hours, I used 2250, which was the maximum of all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so roughly that. And I can go back and make sure my spreadsheet's right, because I'm not sure it is, but. So, I mean, there's significant, my point, I guess, is there were significant dollars that are associated with that big jump from the maximum previous of, or I guess I have them right here. 1750 was fill-in firefighter EMT, 20 was fill-in or advanced EMT, fill-in medic was 2250. So versus the 28, 23, 18, and 25.
What numbers did you have? 28, but
Advanced EMT was 28, fill-in medic was 2318 is what I had.
now we had the numbers we went through this, he built the budget was based on 28 for medic, 25 for AEMT, advanced medic, or advanced EMT, and then 22 for EMT / firefighter.
22?
Yeah, 22, 25, 28. That's how, I know that's how he built the budget out, so the numbers you have were based off these numbers.
Okay. And again, I don't remember where the 188,887, if that was just fill-in or what that was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The total amount that was spent in 23.
Oh,
I'll have to go back and look
Yeah.
again. I'll try to be more prepared. Budget said it was 144. Oh, that's what it was. In 23, the budget was 144, transferred 16 in. We added 38 and there was 9,000 remaining. That's where the 188,887 came from.
Okay.
And then I just used the max value to come up with hours. So those hours are probably shy,
Yeah,
but it's a ballpark.
it is.
So, okay. So, I mean, it's another impact to the budget. I think, Chris, we're gonna need your input, to see.
That's what I was trying to say. Push button.
Yeah.
There we go.
very-
When he turned, the budget that was turned in was built off of these numbers, 22, 25, 28. So you've already got this factored into the actual budget. So what he turned in was based off of these increases. When we presented it with these increases, and these were to try to get it more marketable to attract people for PRN, because we're going to have a bigger need to fill spots with PRN. And the 22, 25A is still way below market value, but it was more competitive than what the current numbers are.
Okay.
That was the purpose of it.
We're not having trouble attracting people, they're coming, realistic.
We're absolutely, we're absolutely having trouble attracting PRN. They're calling and asking about the positions, but then they ask the pay rate, and then they just sit in limbo, and they don't actually show up to do a shift. We're getting a lot of interest, we're getting a lot of phone calls, but we're not getting the people who actually follow through with it.
Not according to my numbers.
Well, we're currently running short shifts still, since we've increased. So, I mean, it's very, very common at this point.
Okay.
So that's what it was. The request was just 22, 25, 28 for those three positions.
I had 2 of the 3.
Yeah, everybody forgets about AMT or advanced EMT because we don't have that many of them. Everybody's pretty much an EMT or a medic. The middle number just is kind of a just in case, but we don't really get a lot of those.
Yeah.
I think that's just always been on their list of potential fill-ins.
And then, so a medic would be a PRN or no?
These are all PRN numbers. The 22, 25, 8, that's all PRN.
Okay. I didn't mean PRN. What I meant was civilian. This, and maybe you made
Yeah.
a statement before, civilians even more, is that correct?
No. So the PRN is the fill-ins. That's all the
Okay.
people that we get from other places that aren't full-time employees.
Okay.
That's what these numbers are associated with.
Okay. So I guess we'll have to have that discussion. I mean, I'm fine. I won't be here at the next council meeting, but,
Well, it's my last one, I gotta have salary ordinance in place, so I'll just do it with these numbers. I gotta have a salary ordinance in place the next council meeting. So it's effective after the next council meeting.
so what are you gonna, well, we don't have to do this portion. We could always
True.
revise the
Good enough.
ordinance.
So leave it as now, and then we'll talk about this.
I mean, that's ultimately up to the other council members. Unfortunately, I won't be here, right?
Okay.
My math isn't working either. So yeah, it's roughly, so if you base it all on the $28, it's, at those hours, it's $46,000 difference is what it
Okay.
turns out to be. Which it would only go higher because we shorted those hours in '23. Now '24, the hours were less. It looked like about 6,850 hours. So that's a little, those were a little less hours in '24, and we pushed hard to make sure that we stayed within the budgeted dollars that year. So then I wanted to see where we were at for '25, but we don't have that data because that 46 from '23 will be significantly higher because I have no idea how many hours we're at now.
I don't know. I can't give you that
would suspect
answer.
it's greatly above that.
Is how much they've actually
Yeah.
used this year?
Yes,
Yeah, I would assume it's going up.
yeah.
I think there's been, I think you guys have had to move money, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we've
Already?
moved significantly.
Over the last couple months?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the only thing Chief Overholtzer wanted me to say was that these were the budget that you currently have is built off of these numbers. That was
Okay.
that was the only thing he wanted me to portray to you, so it was just informational.
Okay.
And then he asked me, do you want the other information? Have you guys talked about the pension base and the certifications? You already got that? I didn't know if I needed to bring that up or the 250 for the certifications.
I changed it to I don't know why I was thinking
Okay.
225, and then he said, no, it's 250, and
Right.
that's true.
Okay, and then the pension
And I
base at
didn't even
80.
I wrote it
Yeah.
correctly.
Okay, I didn't know.
started doing it.
I didn't know if I needed to bring it up or if you got rid of that.
No, I had to do an amendment to some
Okay.
ordinance anyway, so I amended it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So quick
Thanks,
math,
Chris.
based on $656,800.25 total, and I can't tell you where I came up with that number. I must have put stuff together. I mean, you're talking 29,000 hours. So that 50 goes. Three and a half times more, so $150,000 to $200,000 roughly more
Okay.
is what that pay raise would cost.
So you want me to put that in there?
Put that what in
The
there?
pay raise in there, the 28?
No, I don't think it should. I think we need to have a bigger discussion about it myself.
All right.
Emily, you're the liaison as well. I mean, you can fight during the meeting. I won't be there, but
Yeah, we can decide when we have a quorum.
But I do think it is important to know that it is, that pay raise has a potential of approximately 200,000 at the hours that were used in 25.
Has a potential of 200,000 additional?
Yes,
Sure, I see that.
yes.
I thought it was more than that, though.
It might be. I mean, I just did this real
Okay,
quick,
gotcha.
so. I would suspect the hours are higher, not I would suspect the hours are gonna be higher than what
I'm
I
sure they are.
calculated, because I just did the max.
Yeah,
That was the data I was trying to get, is actual data
gotcha.
of which category and how many hours, but, so I
Mhm.
just did a rough backhand figure.
So will this medic make more than do we have a medic on the fire now? Will that pay be the same as what our?
I'm not sure what the actual medic pay is hourly. I don't have the breakdown of what that would be actually hourly.
So
Mhm.
medic, currently, we have, fill-in medic currently is 2250. That's why I question it going, fill-in medic goes to 22. So it's currently at 2250.
Goes to 28.
No, medic goes to 28.
And I'm almost done.
The EMT goes to 22. And the advanced EMT goes to 25, right?
Correct.
Let me go back to salary ordinance. Fill-in medic, that's where I got it. So this is the ordinance, so this is the one that has advanced EMT, and it says fill-in medic is 2318. When I went back and looked right here, this is the old one, fill and medic is 2250.
That's what's this year. That one is for next year.
Yeah, correct, but it's not the 28.
Yeah, then it's,
So advanced EMT is 28 where it was 20. So maybe we readjusted,
Advanced EMT is 25. That was the number, and then medic, fill-in medic was 20, request was 28.
all I
Fill-in
can
AMT.
tell you is something doesn't add up then.
And I don't know, this was just left for me, to bring us, the numbers you're talking about, the 1838, 21.
yeah, I don't know why I put that 23.
That's written on the 25, I think that was a request last year to go up to, but it wasn't, it never happened, I think it stayed at the current pay. I assume that that's what that was.
I'm pretty sure this came from our current salary ordinance.
Yes, it did.
So this is what the current salary ordinance is working to.
Yes.
And this is what is in the proposed salary ordinance, right here.
I don't know why I had 20, that's not right.
Yeah, that's,
Fill-in firefighter should be the 22.
So let me try the other one then.
That's right.
It's the same.
Oh, I'm looking at that.
something is shifted,
I think, because that's not the admin assistant.
yeah.
I think I've skewed
Everything's
a line.
everything's one line off.
Yeah, I have,
If you start at the 22, the 20, they all should
yeah,
drop down.
22 should be the firefighter. They should
Yeah,
be
that
down
was
the line.
request.
I have a typo in there. It should be down the line, yeah.
I guess maybe check the ordinance to make
I
sure it's
will,
right.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
So, okay, so 28,
Yes.
25, 22.
Fix that advanced EMT.
You don't want that much?
No. Trust me, you don't
We're
either.
all applying for that job, if that's.
Even at this rate, there we go, how about that? So then, help me here, advanced EMT is,
22, no, 25.
Start a fill-in firefighter EMT at 22.
so
That's-
this one is 22,
Yeah,
fill-in medic,
28,
and advanced EMT is 25.
25.
So now we really went up, so. And 20. Okay. I need to go back there and look at this, but the spreadsheet. It's a significant
Yeah.
impact. So, I mean, we're talking 29,000 hours is what it looks like. And if this is the number that we've spent, it's $29,000 dividing it by the maximum payout. So that's assuming everybody was 2250,
Yeah.
and that would provide the lowest number of hours. So. Okay. I think the takeaway is leave the ordinance as it, those numbers as it was, and the council to discuss.
Okay. Thank you.
So in 23, my spreadsheet was messed up.
So is my ordinance.
So, well, when I adjusted those numbers, it messed it up. I'll go recalculate it. I mean, I'll send you that if you want,
I
that
would,
spreadsheet.
I'd like for you to.
Okay. Any other questions on that?
I'll still do a salary ordinance to change that,
To do the 3% for everybody else?
no, pension. I didn't change the pension for police and fire and their certifications.
And the pension is just increasing it by 3%, is that correct?
No, it changes their, yeah, for the certified salary.
It just didn't add in the new.
I didn't change in the new,
Okay,
That's all.
yeah, that's what it is.
all right. Anything else for town council?
Mm-mm.
Plan commission, that's gone so smooth, it's your up.
I don't have anything. I'm in good shape.
Perfect.
Good.
Chris, you have anything else?
No.
Police, order of vehicles.
I'm just here to ask permission to order 2 new vehicles. So kind of what we got into last year is we got delayed by the council to later in the year. Later in the year, we got our cars, and then it seemed like most other agencies already had theirs in line to get the equipment put on them, so they set an extra couple months. So I was just looking to see if we could order them a lot earlier this year, sooner the better.
The pay would not be until 2026, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Payout. So I think that you were approved for those expenses in the budget, 2026 budget.
The police department has 1 vehicle budgeted, and the other vehicle comes out, I think, the CCD, traditionally, yeah.
However, is the Jackson Street depleted my CCD fund, I won't have any money until like June. Maybe April, let me check.
Okay.
I'll have to
I was
look.
thinking a lot earlier
Well,
than that.
he can fund it from another.
Good enough,
You'll reimburse me?
something like that.
But that's all I was inquiring, to see if I could order a lot earlier this year, just so maybe we can get ahead of everybody else and able to get them on the road a lot quicker.
I mean, I think your liaison already talked to you about it, didn't you?
I didn't get a response from him,
Oh, you did?
no. I sent him an email telling him, inquiring, I assume he spoke to some of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're covered in the budget. I think go ahead.
okay. I mean, I can bring it up at the next meeting if you'd like to, just to get to everybody else.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll put that on the agenda.
I guess to give you something to think about and let the rest of them know what you're thinking. So when I do bring it up next week.
I won't be here Tuesday, so
Okay.
I'm okay with ordering it.
Okay. Ordering 1, ordering 2?
And you have, they are both planned, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And that's what we've got traditionally for the last, I don't know how many years, 2 cars, yeah.
Congratulations on the new hire as well.
We are back to speed. We got the 10th guy, so where we were at, so yeah, we're up and going.
And everything's smoothed out with Mr. Cole, correct?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I think that's old news if you're pertaining to the other agency.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks
We-
for keeping us good.
We need to acknowledge the chief and several of his officers for attending the Shop with Kids.
Yeah.
Great public relations to work with those disadvantaged kids, and they were at the party and they took them shopping, and
That was a good day. We ended up 8 or 9 of our officers from that. So in the big picture, it's almost half of them that participated between the reserves and full-time.
Is that shop
It's
with the dog?
fantastic.
Shop for
I did
Kids.
see a picture with the dog in it.
Shop
Oh,
with
something
Kids.
over there. That's the biggest hit. Yeah, it was a good day though.
Thanks for all you guys do.
Thank you.
Wastewater and water.
I don't have anything.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for the last snow as well, keeping it cleaned up. Ms. Gary, additional appropriations transfers?
I'll have that, if anybody has anything, make sure you send it to me, but I kind of keep a close eye on the appropriations, but I'll be doing an additional appropriation at the next council meeting, and possibly the one after that, just kind of depends on where we land at the end of this year. But I have moved some monies around, did I email you guys about the monies I moved around?
You did.
Just because I thought it was a fair thing to do from Chief Rednauer's budget, because he paid so many legal fees based on things that went on in his department. So I reimbursed that, so I can pay then the extra $40,000 of insurance we had to come up with this year, because it went up that much. So actually I increased it 20 and it went up 60, so 20,000. So I'll be doing additional appropriation, so just kind of keep an eye out for it to make my numbers match at the end of the year. So if you have anything to move around, let me know. We have to move some more money to fire overtime, I believe, where it's negative like $72,000 again. So, I'll send that out tomorrow as well, or next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Stroll?
Don't have anything else. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do, I talked to you guys a little bit about earlier, we do have to adopt a cyber program, or, and Jim Lynch, my IT guy, has, he's sent me one. We all have to take a training, and then I think every year there's a refresher. I broke it down, it's about less than $200 per department annually, but it's mandatory by beginning of either middle of 26 or 27. And Mr. Culp suggested to not wait around on it, and he's got one to roll out the 1st of January, so we're gonna jump on board. Because it's very important.
It is.
Lots of cyber stuff going on in the world.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did you say you need $200 for every
I
department?
do, I will. I'll find it. First year, I didn't let you know, so we'll work it out.
Mr. Hunter, Parks Department.
Okay, over the last couple of months, we've been working with Amy Shanklin, and you all know that. She sent back the report that she did that showed the findings of all the prospective grants that we could apply for, or if we're interested in, we can try to shoot for over the next year, even year and a half. Dan and I met with her several times now and went over that grant and that study in great detail. And one of the grants that came up right away was the opportunity to apply for an arts grant.
For a what grant?
Arts, to do murals and artistic grants. And it is a grant that the state is putting on, and the federal government, that allows for a grant for up to $5,000 to celebrate the 250th birthday of America this year. And given the time constraints with this grant and not being able to get back in front of the council for your blessing and things, I made the decision to go ahead and apply for the arts grant for the Parks Department alone, with the intent of doing 2 murals, one on the side of the restroom building at Community Park and one on the side of the building at Red Bridge Park. There'll be interactive murals that involved different aspects for Community Park, history of the town, history of the railroad, history of the town in general, and it'll also tie it to the 250th birthday of America. In terms of Red Bridge, the mural out there, it will be history of Red Bridge Park, the actual Red Bridge, when it was built, when the lake was put in, the types of fish that are in the water, things like that. But there'll be 2 different murals, and there'll be what the artists of the world consider interactive murals. And then there'll be a sign next to each one of those that will, I guess, be instructional or teaching perspective that will help each individual that looks at those closely learn the history of the town or the various points and why they're put into that mural. So there'll be interactive murals, and we're gonna do those. Our cost to participate in that grant, which we felt like was a good opportunity for us to develop a rapport with her and see how things went without making a year-long commitment, was $1,250. And I made the decision just to go ahead and pay it out of the Parks Fund, which I had for this year in our special projects.
So we paid $1,250 to get 5K work?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, but we also felt like it was a real good chance to build a rapport with her and see her work and her ability to create and to work in a short time frame and things. So Dan and I talked about it at length, and we did it. And believe me when I tell you, I think that's a high price to pay. I felt like it was important to get a grant with her and develop that rapport. So,
So when you guys looked at those other grants, and what were, we have some pretty large projects in parks, anything?
I sent you the whole study, but
Recently or a while ago?
it's probably been at least a month.
Okay, I'll have to go back.
But there's, oh my, CCMG is in there. Every grant you can possibly think of is in there, all the way to, there's grants from Kentucky Fried Chicken and Beck's Hybrids and things like that. But they also do the one that we were gonna try to apply for last year with the state to get funding for the cove out there and the seawall and things. So lots and lots of opportunities that she can help us with, but Dan and I still have a lot more questions going forward with her. And we just thought this would buy us some time to be active and productive, but yet begin to build a rapport with her and see how she actually works. In addition to that, the Cicero Friends of the Park decided they were going to do a $5,000 grant for the artwork type stuff, and they are going to do a grant involving their rain barrels this year. And this time they're going to try to hope to hire professional artists throughout the county to paint rain barrels, and then those will be displayed throughout the town. They will be, I think, much nicer than the ones you've seen in years past because of the true artists that are being hired to paint. You know, they're going to be painting them. So, and then we'll display them throughout the town over the next year and a half. We're going to do 6 of them, and the Friends of the Park committed to pay for that grant.
Going back to a arts grant, there's no matching aspect to it?
No. And just so you know, she submitted one today, and I think she's going to submit the other one tomorrow. But according to her input and her feedback, she feels very positive that we'll, and confident that we'll get both of those grants.
Do you get your money back if you don't?
Unfortunately not.
So you said she submitted 2. One, that's one. What's the other one?
One is for the rain barrels but that's only through the Friends of the Park.
Okay.
And the Friends of the Park are paying that fee.
Oh, it's not a grant from the Friends of the Park for 5K. It's, Friends of the Park paid the $1,250.
Well, actually, the Friends of the Park project was only $750 because it's the scope of the project was much simpler to define and to put the information together. So she only charged $750 for that. But the Friends of the Park paid that for that fee.
Okay.
Are we paying her a fee or the grant fee?
We're paying her a fee for her services.
For writing the grants?
If we get turned down on the grant, the money's just gone. But I'll remember it the next grant that we apply for. But we have a lot of concerns going forward. Dan and I both do, that I would like to possibly just discuss at the next staff meeting when we have a full council meeting, so that we can address whether or not to retain her going forward on the yearly contract, or whether to maybe try to reduce that down or to 6-month contract, or how do we want to proceed with her in the future. And we just thought this would be a good opportunity for us to get some experience with her and build a rapport and be better situated to advise you in the future.
How long will it take to find out if we get the grants?
Hope to hear within 30 days.
Awesome.
The grants would be, if we get the grants, then both the rain barrel project and the murals would be up and done, painted, and displayed in the park throughout the 4th of July Festival. The murals also will not be painted on the building. They will be digitally printed on signboard material and mounted onto the building, so that if we're lucky enough to make improvements to those facilities over the next couple of years, we can take them down, make the improvements to the siding on the building, and put them back up.
That's great.
I think on Mr. Hayden, on the biggest grant, the LWCF grant, would probably be the biggest one, but that still, from our understanding, still does not open up at the DNR yet. So that is on the radar to make sure that that doesn't get missed when that opportunity becomes available.
Okay. That was on the list, though.
Any questions about that, about the grant opportunities? The next topic I have is on the library and discussion about library property. So over about probably 3 weeks ago, I was contacted by the one of the board members for the Cicero Library, and they would like to talk to the Parks Department and the council about the idea or concept of us taking over the maintenance of the back half of the library, or the pavilion area where we typically do the concerts and things. Probably something that deserves some lengthy conversation, so I'd like to engage in a meeting with the council to see what direction we might or might not want to go with that. I have some concerns and reservations, as well as some ideas going forward, but that also led to a very brief conversation with one board member and about whether to just do a simple agreement where we take care of the property, and their idea is for us to take care of the property and we use it as we please. But I have some concerns about that. There was some conversation about whether or not to sell the property to the town, and I like some things about that and I have some concerns about that. But from my experience on the library board a couple years ago, I also know that they can't just sell that property very easily. So I engaged in a conversation with Mr. Culp about the concept. And there's a couple things you need to know. Is Mr. Culp also represents the library as their attorney. So going forward, if the town is interested in doing something in terms of an agreement with the library, as long as both parties agree to everything and there's nothing to be negotiated or negotiated, basically he can write or do any agreement that needs to be done. If there's anything at all that is not agreeable or has to be negotiated, then he cannot represent either party, and we would have to get an outside attorney. The library would like to pursue the conversations more with their staff and with their board members, and are open to discussions about us doing the maintenance or even us buying that property or purchasing that property.
You
Mr.
can always
Culp,
donate it too. It's an option, isn't it?
believe me when I tell you, there's that. I'm just trying to be careful because I know I'm being recorded. So what I would like to suggest is that the board designate a couple of people to go meet with a couple of people from their board and have open and honest conversations about what they want going forward, and then report back and we can get a bigger picture on things.
As a former board member, I'd be willing to be one of the members.
That'd be
they have a meeting coming up next Thursday. And a couple of the park board agrees that we need to at least explore the opportunity and get more educated on it and report back as to what we come up with. But I'd like to get a couple people from this body to go represent and meet with them and talk to them and get their thoughts, and then come back and see where we're at.
Sounds like Emily's willing to.
Well, so you're the only one sitting here.
Well, I would suggest, so Mike, I mean, they'll want to meet during the day, I'm sure.
Are you okay with Dan, because Dan represents the town the way he does, and he's also a
Absolutely.
park board member?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I would honestly like to attend those, just because I feel like we probably get 2 library board members and the librarian and myself and 2 other people, and we'll have a simple sit-down meeting and see where we can go with it.
Why don't you bring the library boards? If
And-
Dennis wants to participate or one of the others, then you can
Okay.
reach out to them
Yeah.
and ask them. But
Right.
if not, it's fine as well.
Yeah, and Aaron is fine with that, and it was kind of Aaron's suggestion. That way as long as we don't get 3 council meetings and 3 members in the same room, then we can have all the meetings we want.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank
you.
you.
Anything else from the crowd? You sure, Mr. Hunter? Thank you for taking care of the fence as well. All right.
Tomorrow's the
Motion
employees'
to
Christmas
adjourn.
party.
There's no motion anyway. You can gavel us out.
Tomorrow's the
Thank you.
employees' Christmas
Oh,
party.
tomorrow's the employees luncheon, don't forget.
Oh,
I knew. We better not. I got